Yo, what's up guys? Today I've got an exciting wedding that I'm really excited about. It's at a venue that's actually one of my favorite ones to play at. It's on my preferred vendor list, and I always love playing here multiple times throughout the year. The name of the venue is called La Luna, and it's in an area here in Rochester called High Falls. I'm going to get some really cool video and obviously some pictures as well to really show you guys what this area looks like. There's a bunch of lofts and it's very industrial, very loft-like. And I'm actually probably dating myself and showing my age, but back in the early 2000s, this venue actually used to be a couple of different nightclubs. There were a bunch of actually clubs in this area back then. And over the years, it just sort of evolved into loft apartments and livable spaces and some business suites and things like that. And what used to be a nightclub turned into a restaurant slash wedding venue. And now I don't even think they serve food as a restaurant anymore. I think it's just strictly a wedding venue. But this is a really, really cool area and a really cool space for a wedding, and I absolutely love it here. So the Tahoe is all loaded up, and I'm gonna get everything loaded in, and we're gonna have a really, really cool wedding. They do have wedding and ceremony. Ceremony is on this outside terrace, and they have a live, like orchestral type band. I guess just live musicians that are gonna be playing for most of it, but I am supplying mics and a speaker. And they do need an exit song because it's a Taylor Swift song, and I don't know if the orchestra knows how to play it or what, but yeah, so I'm only supplying one song for the ceremony, which is interesting. And then cocktail hour, and then the usual stuff, the wedding. I think they got about 200 people today, if I remember, somewhere around there. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. So guys, here we go. Let's get everything inside, and we'll get this going. See ya.
20 minutes later.
I am all done setting up, and it really didn't take that long. It probably took me about an hour, and we've got a good setup tonight. We've got the full regular turntable and audio setup with monogram, uplighting, and ceremony setup. So let me walk around, guys, and show you pretty much what we're working with tonight. A lot of similar stuff, a couple little different things, but for the most part, you know, my standard setup, what I use for a lot of events. So let me flip the camera. I'm going to show you guys not only the setup, but I'm going to show you the beautiful scenery and what this venue really looks like when you walk outside. So we'll start over here. This is where their head table is going to be, guys. It's going to be up on this like little stair platform, which is kind of cool because they're up high, they're elevated. All eyes are going to be on them. When there's going to be 2 speeches tonight, best man and maid of honor, or matron of honor, or bridesmaid, I don't know, one of them. And so they're going to come over here, and it's nice because they're going to be elevated and they can stand up here, they can do their speech, and it gives the photographer and the vendors and everybody a way to see them. Whereas if they're down low, then everyone's kind of just looking around the room trying to figure out where the heck they are. So we'll start over here. A little difficult to see, but you guys can see I've got the monogram up on the wall that's sort of like right, it's kind of diagonal to them. And I'm using the Optima 4000 ANSI lumen projector tonight. A lot of light in here. You can see it's like literally a wall of windows. And you can still see the monogram pretty well, even in like pure daylight. So always important to get a really good projector that is rated at a high ANSI lumen. We're going to start the front. As always, we've got the RCF tops with the Chauvet flex stands in limited edition white. It's funny, guys, I had someone make a comment on one of my YouTube videos. Actually, it was my last gig log, and he's like, those aren't flex stands, those are gravity stands. Well, sir, you were wrong. Flat base stands come from a lot of different manufacturers. K&M, Chauvet, Gravity, and even Pro-X. They actually make them as well. So, yeah, these are the Chauvet versions. They're called flex stands, not gravity stands. Very similar, almost identical, but again, they are Chauvet flex stands. In the white, you can't even get any more. They're discontinued. And a lot of people are saying, why don't you have black stands to match everything else? Well, I actually ordered black stands, and white was delivered to me. For whatever reason, I have no idea what happened. I think it was an accident on my part. I accidentally ordered white, but they showed up, and instead of returning them, I kept them, and I run with them. So it kind of sort of all matches. This is what I call a tuxedo setup, guys. It's black and white. It's not all black. It's not all white. It's sort of like a mixture of the two. And it's a little bit different compared to what a lot of DJs actually use as far as like color coordinating and, you know, whatever. But I like it, clients like it, and that's what's most important. We've got the Pro-X 6-panel facade with the Pro-X corner shelves, my little nifty Better Together neon sign, these little lanterns that I got. They're LED lanterns. They last all night. They had a little bit of a you know, upscale, classy touch to this massive facade in the front. And then I'm using both lightings, the little minis on the bottom. And if you guys are friends with Rick Webb, he's the one who gave me the idea for the Better Together neon sign. And he's a US distributor or reseller or seller of the both lighting line of lights. So I started using these about a year ago. And guys, I have had zero problems whatsoever with them. I know some people are like, oh, both lighting, it's Chinese junk. Doesn't necessarily mean that just because it's coming from China means that it's going to be junk. But these things have been perfect for my needs. And then on the back wall, I've got Chauvet Freedom Series uplights all across the entire back wall. And it's going to light up these little like white wooden columns. The bride tonight opted for a purplish pink color, so it's going to look pretty nice. On the back, as always, Innopocket Spot Twins with the Chauvet ColorRail. And yes, guys, I do have more lights, bigger lights, brighter lights. I have different Chauvet wash lights, and I have Chauvet Intimidator 260 movers, which are very, very bright. But this right here, this is enough for a majority of weddings and lights up the dance floor fine. The movers are fine. So again, guys, it's all about using what's best for your venue, your client, the amount of people that you have. Don't overdo it, don't underdo it, just try and do what's best, and sort of like right in the middle. And this is the turntable setup. Reloop RP8000s, the flagship model, with custom Buffalo Bills DVS vinyl. I've been using these a lot, guys. We have a lot of Buffalo Bills fans here in Rochester. It's Bills Mafia country. So when clients see this, they're like, holy crap. So they, you know, one of the things that they love, and when they do book me, because I have this, they're all about it. So yeah, Buffalo Bills DVS, go Bills. Tractor Z2 mixer. I get a lot of questions about this. People are like, how do you use a tractor piece of gear with Serato? I use a sound card that works with Serato, and this plugs into it, and everything's good. The sound card's actually tucked up underneath the turntables. And then phase DJ, been using that. But of course I do use needles just as a fallback. If something happens, the battery dies or something glitches or whatever, I can very easily switch over to needles and go old school within a blink of a second. Korg Nano Pad too, and tonight I'm using Novation Launchpad. So questions from guys always asking, what do you use this for? So same thing as the Nano Pad. I use it to trigger samples, loops, stems, pretty much you name it, and I use it for that. And it's a little bit handy. I also do a lot of finger drumming, and I do a lot of key play, tone play, and word play. And this really helps with that. For lighting control, MyDMXGo, and all of the uplights tonight, guys, they have built-in DMX. So I can control everything from this, and I can control my movers and the color rail with this. And you'll see MyDMXGo. You still have to plug in the other dongle, but I'll do that later. I usually wait until right around cocktail hour to plug that in, just so that the battery lasts for the night. And then little Behringer mic mixer, my little cable for backup if I have to put on Spotify for a quick second for 1 or 2 songs while I switch out my laptop or piece of gear or something like that. This is a little insurance policy so that music doesn't turn into dead air and party keeps going for a few minutes. And then tonight's sub. So I've been using RCF subs for the last few events. Tonight I'm using my Yamaha. Guys always laugh at me whenever they see I'm using this Yamaha sub, but don't take, guys, like seriously, this sub is great. If you were in the car audio scene back in the day, many of you will know about bandpass boxes. That's what this is. This is a bandpass speaker box. So that's really all I got to say. If you've been in the car audio scene for a while, you know how boomy and how loud these types of bass, these sub boxes can get. That's why I like it. So I only need just a 1/15" and it will cover this room more than enough. I did some sound checks and I'll show you guys, I don't even have this thing turned all the way up. Just that little bit. And it was boomy enough where the whole room you could hear the bass. And again, guys, you only need to cover the dance floor. You don't need sound that's gonna basically fill up the whole entire venue. So again, use what you have properly. Not too much, not too little, just enough. So I gotta find out. I think we're gonna get everybody lined up upstairs and they're gonna walk all the way around to the dance floor. Or we might get them lined up back there. We'll have to see what they prefer. And then they'll just make a straight shot right in through here and onto the dance floor. This is your table setup. Kind of cool how every little table has pictures of their doggy. I always like it when clients incorporate their pets into their wedding. It makes it feel like they're actually part of the celebration. So that's it. So now, guys, this used to actually be a nightclub. And behind this wall right here actually used to be the DJ booth. And there was an opening and DJs could look out, and this is the dance floor, and there actually used to be a bar right up against the windows back in the day. That was a long time ago. So let me walk out. This is sort of like the little entranceway. They have this little market going on today. Some vendors selling some clothes and little knickknacks and everything. You guys can see lots of lofts. This is the outside. Little seating area. I'm going to take you guys back inside, show you where their ceremony is, and a little bit of scenery. So this is their ceremony. And I believe they're going to have live orchestral type people, harps, violins, guitars, that type of thing back here. They're going to get married right there. I'll show you guys a little bit over here. Bride and grooms really get some awesome pictures whenever they have their weddings here. And you guys can see, like, it's really awesome. Now, I said this was in an area called High Falls. I'm going to show you why it's called High Falls. And I might not be able to see it, but there's a little bit of a waterfall over there, which is part of High Falls. And you can see this bridge goes across, and there's Genesee here. That's the factory right there, guys. I don't know how many of you are watching this. You guys are fans of Jenny, but right here in Rochester, New York, that is where Jenny is manufactured and made. We'll walk back over this way. Oh, you guys can see the speaker's kind of hidden. You can't even really see it. So it's like on the other side of the little plant thing right there. I'm a strong proponent with making sure you hide speakers as much as possible during ceremonies. I've seen some DJs that put their speaker literally right where the wedding party stands, and all the pictures, all you see is this big ugly speaker. Not good, guys. Got a cool little backdrop. A Forever After All neon sign. Almost matches my Better Together neon sign that I have for them. This is a little outdoor terrace. Now, I know a lot of DJs saying, oh, you know, they hate working at weddings that have this type of a setup with an outdoor area just because they're fighting with people to stay on the dance floor. Well, if you're a good enough DJ, you don't need to worry about that. You can keep people inside and on the dance floor having fun. Sure, there's going to be probably older people and people who just want to come outside and smoke and relax, but if you're a good enough DJ, it doesn't matter if a venue has something like this. And if you do play at venues that have outdoor terraces and you struggle to keep people inside, then I think you need to reevaluate what you're actually playing. I mean that in a nice way, not to be a dick. So now that I kind of walked around, showed you guys everything, I'm going to change and get cleaned up and look a little bit better, not be so sweaty, and then come back. I might do another sound check. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with how everything sounds. Air conditioning is loud. You hear that guy's coming on? At least there's good air conditioning in here. But then I'm going to take a bunch of pictures. I always bring an SLR camera with multiple lenses at every event that I do. I like getting my own photos, my own video, then I don't have to bother the photographer or the videographer or whatever. I just take my own stuff, use it for my own marketing and promo, and it just makes things so much easier. And I shoot with professional equipment. I always shoot raw and then I edit everything in Lightroom. I had some photographer friends teach me how to shoot in manual mode, how to adjust all those settings. This was a few years ago. And I just kept practicing, getting better and better and better, and now I take very good, high-quality, professional-style pictures. I do edit all my stuff in cinematic style. I just prefer that type of style of editing over anything else. But, yeah, so I'm going to get changed and cleaned up, take some photos, and ceremony will probably be starting in about an hour. I think the orchestral people, the violinists and all that, they're going to be showing up in about 30-40 minutes. And then that's it. We get this thing going. So let me change, get some pictures. See ya.